I'm currently employed as a researcher at the Advanced Drug Development Center. Part of our research consists of clinical tests we perform on patients in the general ward of the center.
I tell you guys.
On the day of the crime, I was making my usual rounds through the ward.
Researcher at the ADDC, Yoji Shono.
And what time was that?
Around 7:50?
You're sure?
Yes, the patients eat breakfast at precisely 8 o'clock. I always head to the break room myself, right around then too.
This break room, to be precise?
That's correct. Our more mobile patients walk there for breakfast instead of eating in their own rooms. Then, while the nurses help the patients eat, I ask about how they feel and how the medicine is treating them.
And on the day of Waku-san's disappearance, you passed by his room before going to the break room?
Yes.
And in that room, you saw Waku-san lying on the bed?
Yes.
Can you describe the situation to us as you remember it?
The door has a window, so you can see into the room from the hallway.
And this is the room you're referring to, yes?
That's correct. From where I was standing in the hallway, I could see Waku-san lying in bed. He was asleep, with a blanket covering most of his body.
And what time was that?
Around 7:50.
No further questions.
I'm also not sure if they deliberately gave her like 5 makeup shades
She actually asked
right
to
for her
testify.
face, because you
Is
can
that a
clearly
problem?
see that the makeup,
Not really, no.
the tone isn't working properly. Like you can see where she put the makeup on and where she didn't. It's my chance for a comeback. Do I have to choose?
Terasawa-san, you were present for Shono-san's testimony just now, yes?
Yes.
And what is your opinion on that testimony?
For a scientist, I felt his wording was rather imprecise. And as a medical professional, I felt his actions were negligent.
Could I ask you to be a little more specific?
Our witness, Shono-san, claims he saw Waku-san sleeping in his bed during his morning rounds. However, there's no way he could have known that just by looking in from the hallway.
I have evidence supporting Terasawa-san's testimony.
Because you can't look at the bed? Juno shouldn't have been able to see Waku have from here. Yeah, you can't see the face. I assumed so because you have that thing
Please
before
look
that.
at this. It's a photograph of the victim's room as viewed from the hallway. In other words, this is what Shono-san would have seen when he checked in on Waku-san.
And his evidence points to this fact. The culprit was hiding in the hospital room. Shono's testimony was a lie. The culprit is Shono, who claims to be a witness. The victim was Alright, it doesn't say that the culprit is Shono. That's not true. It also doesn't say that the victim was already dead. Like, those two options, I think we can pretty much just ignore them. The culprit was hiding in the hospital room. How would the picture point to that? It's only pointing to this.
Shono-san was lying when he said he saw Waku-san in the bed.
Excuse me?
What he saw from the door was likely nothing more than a bulge of sheets. He couldn't have been able to identify it specifically as Waku-san. So to claim as much in his testimony seems like quite an exaggeration, don't you think?
But common sense would dictate otherwise, would it not? Who would be in the bed other than Waku-san?
The staff nurses are trained to always enter a room when checking in on a patient. In Waku-san's case, it's impossible to tell anything just by looking in from the hallway. There was actually one time a while back where we thought he was under the covers, only to find Waku-san eating in the break room a second later. And upon re-examining the room, we realized that we had mistaken a bunched-up pillow for Waku-san.
The witness makes an important distinction. The prosecution asserts that Shono-san's testimony is clear, that the victim was taken out of his room at some point between 7:50 and 8:30 in the morning. They claim that because of this time frame, the defendant must have smuggled Waku-san's body out in his laundry bin.
That's why Okubo-kun was assumed to be the only person who could have killed Waku-san.
But if Shono-san's testimony is invalid, as the defense asserts, we have to consider the possibility that Waku-san was taken in the middle of the night when nobody else was around. After which, the killer could have waited until the morning to plant the body in the defendant's truck. In other words, the defense establishes that there is reasonable doubt that Okubo-san is the killer, rendering the prosecution's central argument unsound. Your Honor, taking this new testimony into account, I'd like to call Shono-san back to the stand for cross-examination. Shono-san.
Yes?
Let's see how Shono responds with that evidence and Terasawa-san's testimony out in the open.
I'll get right to the point. On the day of the crime, what did you see when you looked into Waku-san's room?
I saw Waku-san asleep in his bed, I think.
And did you get a clear look at his face?
I don't remember.
So it's possible that it could have been someone other than Waku-san in that bed. Or maybe even a pillow that you mistook to be Waku-san's body. Isn't that right?
Objection! The defense is leading the witness.
Objection!
Sustained. Please rephrase the question.
Shono-san, can you say without a doubt that Waku-san was in that bed when you checked on him?
I don't think I can, no.
Then the defense rests. But I do have a quick remark for the prosecution.
It's impossible. Impossible. The prosecution's argument has fallen apart. Now to go in for the kill.
The charges against my client stem from your assertion that he's the only possible suspect, assuming the crime took place within the stated time frame. However, the defense has proven without a doubt that Shono-san's testimony is unreliable, establishing reasonable doubt for my client. I would suggest
I'm so sorry.
that you withdraw
Oh,
the
it's
charges
raining.
against my client.
Damn.
With such
It's raining
inconclusive
hard.
evidence, you'll only be wasting the court's precious time.
The prosecution does not consider the witness's testimony inconclusive. His memory of the incident may be fuzzy, yes, but that doesn't change that he saw
He
the
just
victim.
said that he is not sure
So
if
your
he
whole
saw.
case is based on a fuzzy memory? This promising young man's future is at stake, and you're willing to throw that away on unreliable testimony?
Dr. Shono is a bright and diligent researcher. After watching his own grandmother develop dementia, he vowed to create a drug that could cure the disease. After paying his own way through medical school, he went on to become the head researcher at the ADDC. Day after day, Dr. Shono visits his sick patients out of the kindness of his heart, leading to his valiant
Sure.
testimony here today.
Kindness of his heart.
If you want to know whether I trust this man, then my answer is a resounding yes.
In other words, because he's such a great researcher, his testimony is infallible. His own admission that he's not sure is somehow overlooked?
Thank you.
Is that the sum of it? Because from here, it sounds like you're putting your faith in Shono-san's title, not his testimony today.
Exactly.
The prosecution is not as easily swayed as you think. And you want to talk reputation? What of your client's history of domestic abuse?
Oh my god. Uh-oh, he's gonna bring up Okubo's record.
6 years ago, the defendant broke his girlfriend's finger. The poor girl is still suffering from the effects. And the cause?
What?
A minor drunken
I don't think anyone
disagreement.
suffers from a broken finger
Now,
for like
fast forward
6
to what occurred
years.
a few days prior to the crime. Waku-san, suspecting the defendant of stealing his wallet, lashed out and punched the defendant in the face. Given
But
the
did he?
clearly violent nature of Okubo-san here, that alone would be motivation
What did
enough
he?
to murder the poor old.
You wanna get up?
Is something wrong, ma'am? Please remain seated while court is in session.
Okubo-san didn't punch him, did he?
Terasawa-san?
I broke my
Okubo-san
arm
not
when
a
I was a
violent person.
kid. I don't have... Why? It's a broken
And he hasn't even
finger.
had a drink in over 6 years. Not a single drop since the incident.
My court will not stand for this commotion.
He didn't blame Waku-san at all. He knew that the outburst was just caused by his dementia, that it was all the sickness's fault. So there was no reason for him to resort to murder.
Terasawa-san, please.
Okubo-san really is an incredible, caring person.
Please leave this courtroom at once.
You're right that he may be hard to approach, but he's a kind soul.
Where do you want to go?
And he
Do
always
you wanna
keeps
come
his
up?
promises.
Come on.
Okubo-san's
Should
not
I
the
help
only person
you?
in this courtroom who would be affected by a guilty verdict either. As a matter of fact, it would break my heart. And even through it all, he wanted me to keep this a secret, not to tell anyone, not even his lawyer, that we were dating.
Oh no, I'm shocked. Look at my shocked face. Look at my shocked cat.
Even though he knew he could have ended up in prison, making sure I was safe was the only thing in the world he cared about. That's just who he is. But when the prosecution has already decided he's a criminal, how could he possibly be given a fair trial?
Her little outburst wasn't technically admissible, but as the trial dragged on, it hung over the jury like a stone. And in the end, Shinpei Okubo was found not guilty. But only a month after his release, everything changed. The same girl who had so bravely proclaimed Okubo's innocence died by the man's own hand.
Oh, we're back in the present. Ugh. God, I need to sit down properly again. Yes, I'm sorry. Ugh.
Hi.
Bye, baby.
Something wrong?
No, it's nothing, Vice Minister.
But
I haven't seen you in about 3 years, Kido-san. I see you're still the director.
You look familiar, but I can't quite place the name. I seem to recall you looking sharper.
Wow.
I'm a detective based in Kamurocho now.
Welcome back, Benjamin.
The name's Yagami.
I remember now.
You just missed the whole
You're the
flashback.
reason Terasawa-kun's no longer with us. Remember, Shono?
Oh my.
Okubo-san was unstoppable. If only my testimony had been better.
Shono-san, right?
Does it matter? What brings you here anyway?
I'm investigating a murder, and I'll need your cooperation with it. Just like old times.
Oh, wie a fluff boy.
Yes, I see. Yes. Thank you. It does seem we received a phone call from this Shintani-san you speak of.
Do you know who he was calling?
Dr. Shono.
The same Shono-san you were just with?
Oh. Why would Shintani call Shono?
Yes. However, it's unclear as to what the point of the call was meant to be. Shono was away from his desk at the time, you see, and Shintani-san didn't leave a message.
You have no idea what he wanted to talk about?
None. Shono says he doesn't know a Shintani-san, and sees no reason why he would be calling.
Sure,
really?
he doesn't know.
Look, Shono and I co-authored the research paper on AD9. We're quite well known, as it turns out. Sometimes complete strangers pretend to be close friends or relatives in order to contact us. Perhaps Shintani-san fell into that category.
Sure.
Have you heard of the mole murders taking place in Kamurocho, Dr. Kido? 3 Yakuza, each one with their eyes gouged out. It's a grisly business. Shintani was killed in the same way.
I've seen the news.
Can you think of anything tying the ADDC to those murders?
Huh? Look, just what are you
Well.
implying? Look, I believe we're done here. There's nothing I can help you with.
Wow. He's gonna get a
Please
lashing.
stop! You can't!
What's going on?
Who are you? Detective Kuroiwa, Kamuro Police, Organized Crime.
Oh, what's going on? What's going on?
One of your guests here has information related to the case I'm currently investigating.
Oh.
That would be you, Yagami.
Oh no, am I gonna get framed now?
I'd like to speak to you as a material witness to the murder of the lawyer Masamichi Shintani.
Is that so?
Oh no. Okay, wait. Honey, I need to save. Babe, I'm sorry. Yes, I need my arms. I'm sorry. It is I who plays this video game with this controller, so I have to do something.
The mole's latest victim was the lawyer, Shintani. The last call he made brings the case that ruined Yagami 3 years ago back to the surface.
Oh, sorry.
A patient was taken from a hospital and found buried in the mountains. Yagami defended the suspect, Shinpei Okubo, and got an acquittal. But 1 month later, he murdered his girlfriend Emi Terasawa with a kitchen knife and burned the remains.
Chapter 6, Collusion.
I'd like to speak to you as a material witness to the murder of the lawyer Masamichi Shintani.
Is that so?
I'm Hoshino, an attorney at Genda Law Office. Officer, is this interview voluntary, or...?
It is.
It's your call, Yagami-san.
But is it though?
I think I'll pass.
Excuse me?
You have your answer, sir. You can go now.
I don't want to talk to
If
you.
you come now. Next time, it won't be voluntary.
Your empty threats don't mean much to a lawyer.
Can you take this elsewhere? I really must be...
Too bad he's not a lawyer anymore, then. Your friend's nothing now. Just come along quietly. I'll come back with a warrant if I have to.
What is
I'd like to see
going
you
on?
try. Why do you suspect me anyway? I bet you don't even have a reason.
I can come up with a few good ones.
Enough! Get the hell out of my office.
You'll regret this, Yagami.
Kuroiwa-san.
Okay, I guess.
You two, out.
Before we go, can we speak to Shono-san for a sec? We need to know why Shintani called him.
Listen, I already told you he doesn't know. Get it through your skull.
I'm
Now,
sure he doesn't.
Please leave.
No problem. We'll let you get back to work.
I by the way feel like a villain because my cat is sleeping on my lap now and I'm
This
just
is really getting out of hand, don't you think?
patting him there.
I can't believe
like a
that
real
detective
villain, like,
thinks you're a material
I just need to
witness.
turn around with my chair now.
Yeah. I don't know what
Be
he's
like,
talking
well,
about.
well.
But what I'm
like
more
him
interested
back.
in is how he even knew where to find me.
That's a good point. How would the police know we were here?
Beats me. For now, let's focus on Shono, though. It would be a waste coming here and not talking to him.
Agreed. Let's see if the receptionist can help us.
The receptionist that helped us so amazingly the first time, I can't wait to ask her. Sorry.
Can I help you?
Actually, I've already been here. I was just with Director Keita.
I was here like 20 minutes ago.
Oh, of course. Did you forget something, sir?
Well, not exactly. I'd actually like to speak to Shono-san, the 89 researcher. Where would I be able to find him?
Let me see. That should be the research wing. I believe he's in the protein abnormalities lab.
Probably need a gold keycard to get in there, huh?
That's correct, sir. I should be able to lend you one with the director's approval, though. Just give me a moment to ask. Could you tell me your name, sir?
Actually, never mind. Kito-san seemed pretty busy earlier. I'll try back later.
Are you sure, sir?
Good call. There's no chance Kido-san would let us in.
Nope.
At least now we know where Shono is.
The research. Do I have to like get
Yeah.
myself in there?
I wonder if there's a map around here somewhere.
I wonder too. Wouldn't that be like kinda convenient if there's just a map laying around right here?
Suspicious.
A research ring is here.
Hey. What? This leads to the research wing.
The receptionist said he would be in the protein abnormalities lab, right? Huh. Well, I guess that's not on this map.
Oh, I can switch.
Suspicious. Some kind of security gate, huh? The research wing must be just past there.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Yes, ma'am?
This is one of Shono-san's researchers. She was just about to return to the lab.
Oh?
My name's Hashimoto. I can show you into Dr. Shono's lab if you'd like.
I don't think this is how you
Are you
can
sure?
let people
Of course.
into top
Great.
secret
We'll take you
labs.
up on that.
Wonderful. Hashimoto-san just happened to be passing through.
Thank you.
Right this way.
I really appreciate this, Hashimoto-san. I'm Yagami.
And I'm Hoshino, from the Genda
Like
Law
our
Office.
belly got into my old
Thank you for doing
workplace to
As I
bring
mentioned,
back their
I'm glad to
stuff.
help a guest of Director Kito's.
This place is so
And we
massive,
had
you practically
no
need a tour guide to get
secret
around.
lab
I hope you're okay
searching
with
drug
walking.
things there. And they didn't let me in. I was
So,
like, hey, I'm
Hashimoto-san,
just bringing
what
your
kind of
stuff
work do
back.
you
I can
yourself
also
do
keep
here?
it. I don't
I'm
mind.
part of the team developing 89. Dr.
I
Shono
have to
is the
discuss
head
half
of
an
that
hour with
team,
that dude
but
there.
I'm pretty new around here.
Speaking of, what exactly does AD9 stand for?
Well, the AD comes from the name of the center. The Advanced Drug Development Center, ADDC. And it's the 9th drug our department's developed.
Oh, that was surprisingly easy.
It'll be the first dementia-curing drug on the market, right? Seems like it's really getting fast-tracked because of that. But there's a lot riding on this one, right? It could finally cure Alzheimer's disease.
That's right. Do you know how many dementia patients there are in Japan alone?
A couple 100,000 at least. Maybe even in the millions?
Right. As of 2012, there were 4.62 million.
That many?
That's a lot.
By 2025, that number will increase to at least 7 million, potentially up to 13 million, including at-risk patients. That's 1 in every 9 people.
Yikes.
However, as a nation,
Yeah.
we're already at capacity in caring for these patients. In many cases, people over 60 are stuck looking after their dementia-struck parents in their own homes. Worldwide, it's estimated there will be 135 million patients by the year 2050. It's staggering.
That is
In other
so
words,
many.
89 could save the world. This could be a real miracle.
I gotta say, this is making me feel kind of bad about how we treated Kito-san back there.
Director Kito will go down in history if we achieve this.
A lot's changed in 3 years. The bastard's really made a name for himself.
Be nice.
Her white coat is so blinding that even the game thinks that. She's just emitting her own sun.
Dr. Shono is right over there. Well, if you'll excuse me.
He's the right hand of the director and he does not have an own... Sorry. An own room? Hi. It's us, do you
Shono-san.
remember?
Yagami-san? But how did you get in here?
Hey, calm down. I just want to talk.
It was legal.
I can't do that.
It was legal?
Kito-san doesn't know you're here, does he?
Is there a problem?
Ah, Ichinose-san.
I've never heard you raise your voice, Shono-san.
Aren't you the guy from the lobby?
Oh.
My name is Ichinose. I'm here from the Ministry of Health, offering political support to AD9's development.
So you're just hanging out here?
Kiro-san called you vice minister.
I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to ask you to leave.
Pretty lofty for a vice minister. You can boss scientists around, but I'm not biting.
So I see.
Shono-san, please. I just need a few minutes to talk. We'll leave right after we're done, promise.
I already told you I can't. Not without Kido-san here.
I need you to tell me, why did Shintani call you?
Shintani? I've never heard that name in my life.
Oh, you're
This is
such a
important,
good
Shono.
actor.
You have to have some idea.
Please,
Amazing.
I don't. Now get out of here. I'm calling Director Kido.
Do what you want. Just let me ask you one thing first.
Do you know about the murders in Kamurocho? No. Are you scared of the director? Obviously he's scared of the director. There's a lot of money behind 89.
is a pretty revolutionary drug, huh? I heard the Ministry of Health is even funding a new wing here. Sounds like there's a lot of money getting thrown around.
And?
You're sitting here knee-deep in government cash. Shintani tries to contact you, and he's found dead hours later. Pretty suspicious if you ask me.
I already told you, I don't know who this Shintani even is. If you want to talk money, Kido-san's the one to ask. Now please, let me get back to work.
What the? What are you doing here?
Kido-san.
I believe I told you to leave. What about that didn't you understand?
I wanted to ask about Shintani's
You said I
call,
should leave your office.
About which I already said
Which we
Shono
did.
doesn't know anything.
and I needed to hear that from him, not you.
Enough. Call security.
We were just leaving. Come on, Hoshino-kun.
I'll be filing a complaint with the Bar Association under the minister's name.
The
Sure, go
Minister
ahead.
of Health?
That's right. Minister Kazami expects great things from AD9, and he won't tolerate distractions from your ilk.
Nothing about this is shady at all. In the slightest. Not even one bit. Everything
we
is
came up
perfectly
empty-handed.
normal here.
Why would Shintani-sensei have called Shono-san? Yagami-san?
That wasn't the first time I've heard about Minister Kazami.
Huh?
When was it, though? Who was talking to me about the Ministry of Health?
Was it when I was talking to Ayaba again? It wasn't Mafuyu. Was it Mafuyu? I think it was Ayaba.
It must have been Ayabe, when we were drinking over a tender. I definitely remember him mentioning Minister Kazami. We were talking about
The
how
issue is if
Kyorei
you don't
clan
play
ended
this
up in
game like
Kamurocho.
consecutively, but like with such time
Apparently,
frames in
they're being
between, you're
used
just
as
like,
muscle for a
I don't know what
construction
happened the
company
last
called
chapter,
Kajihira's
please don't ask me.
A while back, Chairman Kajihira himself was going around, laying the political groundwork for a Tokyo revamp project. And one of the people
Hi,
he met
Sand
with
Reaper!
was Naohisa Kazami
How
from
you
the Ministry of
doing?
Health.
Huh.
You'd think he'd go to the Ministry of Land, though. His project has nothing to do with health. What would he gain from meeting Kazami?
That's true. Do you think it has to do with our case somehow?
Minister Kazami's name won't stop coming up. Is that just coincidence or something more?
I don't know. Depends on what the two of them are talking about.
In that case, maybe our Kajihira expert can help us out with that.
Who?
Sugiura-san.
Oh.
He used to work for them, remember?
Oh,
Honey,
yeah.
you need to go down now. I need to switch positions. Yes. Oh, so. Oh, are you a baby?
So, you want to know how Kajihira and Kazumi are connected?
Yeah. Any way you can find that out?
Not really sure, but I'll give it a shot.
Thanks.
You're still at the ADDC, yeah? Just give me some time. I'll call you if I find anything.
Still need to go down, yes. I love you, but please go down. So, phew.
Oh, Yagami-san. I'm gonna head back to the office.
Okay.
I just got an email from Saori-san. Apparently, a journalist named Hattori barged into the office. Says he wants to interview you.
Me?
Okay.
It sounds like he's looking into Shintani-sensei's murder, too. Anyway,
Okay.
I'll go ahead and drive him off.
You'll be Genda-sensei's ace attorney before you know it.
Nah, I don't know if I'm ready for that. Honestly.
Why?
Too much responsibility for a guy my age, you know? I think I make a much better sidekick for now.
Okay. But when that gets old?
I don't know that it will. Being a professional sidekick for the rest of my life sounds okay to me. I'll see you later.
Okay. Guess I'm on standby till Sugiura gets in touch with me. Okay. Wait for him to get in touch with me. So what can we do? Oh, there's a side quest. Oh, there's another side quest. There are 2 side quests. Okay, let's do side quests. Because we all know that I am getting stopped right away. Excuse me, but do you have a minute? What is it? Let me introduce myself. My name is Shin Fujimori. Have you ever thought about investing? Oh no. No.
Huh?
Honestly, I think you're better off talking about that sort of thing with someone who actually has money. Well, I say investment, but nowadays anyone can do as long as they have a smartphone. You can invest on your phone. Of course! Ever heard of crowdfunding? It's where you gather online donations from all over the world. It's become a big trend in the past. That's not investing. Crowdfunding pages are not investing. Wow. And to streamline this process, we developed an app called Quickstart. Quickstarter instead of Kickstarter. You can invest however much money you want to whomever you wish whenever you like, all from the comfort of your phone. I still don't think this is called investment though. Isn't investment something where you like put like money onto, I don't know, some firm? They make more of it and then you can cash it out. Isn't that what investment is?
Nah.
Well, it sounds easy enough, but the hard part, you know, is actually having money. Indeed. That's why millions of people make micro investments with Kickstarter. Only a small donation is needed. And even small donations make a bigger difference. They all add up to help a campaign reach various milestones. Finally, once a campaign meets its goal, everyone who invests gains. I still don't think... Is Kickstarter called investment? No, you like fund projects, yes. But you, as the person who like put money towards it, don't get more money back. You just get the end product. But it's not actually investing in it. It would be investing like if you would like have a part of that firm, whatever they do. Priority benefits? Can you give me an example? Let's see. For starters, you can get special products shipped to you, or you'll get access to brand new facilities. That actually sounds pretty... How am I getting access to facilities? Doesn't it? I tell you this much. I once started up a company of my own, but I had a hard time raising the necessary funds. And wouldn't you know it, I got everything I needed from a crowdfunding platform I signed up with overseas. That's why I created this app, to help other entrepreneurs worldwide. This does not sound like scam at all. Not in the slightest. Not even one bit. Wow, so you're the president of the company? Oh, it's quite small, so it's not really a big deal. Anyway, the point of my story is please try using Quickstarter for yourself sometime. Sure, I will.
Yep.
Sorry. Okay, at least install it for the time being. Please do. And by all means, let me know how it goes. Okay. Ancient text deciphered. While sorting my way for the affair, I found 2 ancient manuscripts. The first say mind over matter on the cover, but I can't decipher the rest. Cryptology experts don't come cheap, so I really need your help. I just want to invest 1,000, yes. No. Yes, I'm gonna invest the minimum everywhere. Okay, I invested 1,000 everywhere. Good. What skills do we have? Haven't looked up my skills in a while. Yes. Let's learn more HP. Okay. Boost combo speed. Yes. That's not bad to have. Anything else here? Doesn't seem like it. Battle. Also throw unleash from wall, jump that tricks out surrounding enemies. Lots to stop. Okay. Leapfrog. Use enemies as stepping stones to hop over and get behind them. Okay. Leap towards an enemy and knock them up balance after alters a bit between combat styles. I'm not really sprinting to my enemies, that's the issue. Allows you to perform 2 quick steps in a row. Hold R1 to enter stance and press... Okay. Allows you to cancel the combo by performing a quick step dodge roll. Build up power by holding onto unleash devastating... Yes, I guess. Ah! Lengthens the window in which you can properly execute a flux fissure. What does that mean? Ignorance the match of... Tries out the proper execute. What is a flux fissure? How do I do that? You go from the carnival shaking free. Yes, that sounds good. Kick off a wall and use the momentum to deliver an aerial strike. Okay, they all use an EX, gosh. Okay, what do we have? I unlocked a new skill, awesome. When tailing, targets will be less likely to notice you break something. Keeps the caution gauge from rising to... Yes. Yay, I got a trophy. Until targets will a minute of faint glow that makes them easier to spot. I don't have the issues that I can't spot them. Mattel game 500 seconds to look at you. Yes. Is this the requirement? Okay. Okay, I don't think I need any of these yet. Esoteric. Increases a great success rate when creating an extract. Okay, sure. Okay, I think that's it for now. So we wanted to go to the side quest before we got like talked into an investment scam. Oh, I received a message.